Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome to the Joys of Loss podcast, where we acknowledge, accept, and address our major life transitions so that we can live better, learn better, and love better. Since we won't make it out alive, let's have a divine time and remember to always stay wild. I am your host, Zan Washington, and this is episode 5. Episode 5. Yeah, so I'm gonna always be excited when I say the episode number because this is hella cool. Yeah, all right, so let's get into it. So today I would love to talk about love and really talking about loving hard. When my mom passed away, it brought up so many unique feelings, and for those of you that have lost a parent, it's really intense and really complex. And I mean, just like any grief, any type of loss is, but with losing my mom, at the time I've lost her, it was such a caught off guard kind of moment. I really, oh man, dare I say, it still takes my breath away for me to realize that, like, my mom isn't here anymore. And that's a real trip. And sure, when we think about how old I am, just turned 37, and thinking about how old my mom was, she was 67. And, some people could say, well, you got your mom, at the time I was 36, 36 years, 35 years, whatever. And then there's some people who lost their mom, lost their mom when they were 9 or when they were 10 or whatever, or they never knew their mom, or I don't know, or, just all these things, that people say. But whenever you lose your mom, like, it sucks. All right? Like, it just sucks. And it doesn't matter if, like, my grandmama, when she's 95, like, that's completely understandable to die, and, your body wears out. My mom, I know what's sad with that. She spent her whole life with her mom, and then all of a sudden her mom's not here anymore. I mean, it's all a trip, okay? But I think the thing is that really got me with my mom was really realizing how much I did not know about her. And I really wish I would have known more about her. Like, that I would have really known, like, what was she ashamed of? What was she upset about? What was she really excited about? What took her breath away? What caused her to really be calm and gave her solace? I know some things, but I just felt like there was a level of just this guard on my mom and this lack of trust there. And I don't know if that was because, like, she lost her dad when she was 18, and it was sudden. It was a car accident. They just, you there at home, and all of a sudden comes to your door and tells you, like, your dad died. Like, that's a trip, and I know that, like, completely shifted, who she was. But I would have loved to talk to her more about that, like, how she changed, or I don't know it. And I feel like we just don't want to fully share ourselves with people for some reason. And I think it's like, I hear people say, especially when it comes to relationships, y'all, like I'm all about relationships. I'm all about love, okay? Like I, love, but I really am one of those like love people, okay? And so like when people could talk about like and I love the like dating shows, by the way. Like that's my thing. Okay, so I'm like a Love Is Blind, Ultimatum, Put a Ring on It, Ready to Love. I was liking Married at First Sight, but those intro episodes are like really really long, so I can't. We just got to get to it. So but I'm really intrigued with how people find love and function in relationships. Okay, so you hear a lot of people that'll be like, it's like, I just don't want to get hurt. This is me acting as them. Okay. I don't want to get hurt, and it's like, but the thing is that you will though. What's the worst that could happen? You could die. Well, you gonna die. So done. Might as well jump off the ledge and embrace it. All right. Because we spend our lives trying to not get hurt, but the hurt will happen. There's no way to not be hurt. Like there's no way at all to not get hurt. All right? Because the thing is, even when you're with your person, you will say things, do things that will hurt the other person, unbeknownst to you. Sometimes we do things and we don't do them on purpose. And sometimes we do them on purpose. All right? Sometimes that little sentence comes on out of there. All right? That we were like, I know I hurt them. Right? I know that's what I did. But I just want you to know, like, it's okay. It's okay to take a risk, dive in, and try. Because trying to so-called protect yourself from being hurt means that you are shielding yourself from extreme happiness and extreme joy and extreme laughter. Like it's all together. It's all the same thing. There is no end. There is no beginning. It's all just this same thing. And man, I really wish like the relationship I had with my mom was so much more intimate than what it was. And I think because my mom couldn't do that for herself, she didn't do that for herself. So there's no way she could do that with me or with my dad. It's just no way. And I really hate that. I really hate that like when I hugged my mom, that she could like breathe me in, and I could breathe her in such a pure and way of like, I understand you right now, and she understands me right now. I really wish we had that. And I am looking forward to that with my daughter, Arizona. I'm just so excited to share with her all of me. I want my daughter, and I want my husband, Alex, and I want my friends, and dare I say the world, to like know me, to understand me, and to really feel all that is inside me. And I really want my loved ones to be like, man, like we knew Zan. Like we know her. And they know me because I showed them me. Because I let them in. And I'm telling y'all, like, let people in. Like, what is so bad? Like, there are shitty things all over the world. We see it in the movies. We see it everywhere. Like, it's just like, I think it's a trip that as humans, we've had all these generations and all these people, and we still do the same thing. Like, nothing gets fixed, like, but it's because no one will talk about, oh, I did that too, and this didn't work for me. You know what I mean? Like, I find that baffling, that we all will still do the same thing and make the same mistakes, and we won't try new routes, but we just perpetuate the same thing. And it's completely asinine. It's stupid. And it's like, what are we holding? Why are we withholding information? What are we trying so hard not to say? Why can't we say, you know what? I really like that dude. And I was nuts when I was dating him. And it didn't really turn out too well. And now I'm still kind of sad about it. And that impacts me for the rest of my life or whatever. That might be your story. Oh, well. Like, let's figure out how to get past that. Like, we all do these things, and it trips me out that we probably all go home, we all lay up in bed and think, is it just me? And it's like, no, it's not just you. It can't even possibly be just you. Like, you aren't the only one that made that decision. You aren't the only one that has thought that. And I just want us to just get out of our own way. Get out of this shit of I'm trying not to get hurt. Like, what does that even mean? Because you're hurting by not trying to get hurt. How about that? Because you aren't feeling. You aren't really taking people in. You aren't listening. Someone's telling you something. They're trying to make a connection, and you just like aren't listening. You aren't responding to it. You aren't making the thought with your head. You're thinking in your head, but you're not saying like, oh, you don't even realize it's someone reaching out for a connection. For example, it's like, so I have a friend of mine. She was, like, casually met this guy, and he was talking about like his grandfather did something, and then she was like, oh man, my grandfather did the same thing. And then he just missed that completely and was like, so yeah, and like starts talking about something else. And it's like, what? We're two strangers, and our grandfathers like did something similar. It's like, even just acknowledging like, dang, for real, like your grandfather drove that car too, like, or whatever. Like, these are all connections. These are all things to build upon. And then you just are like missing it. Like, slow down, listen, connect. Y'all. Connect because you want to. Because we're all searching for connection. Like, we're all puzzle pieces. And all those matches come through so many different people, through so many different things that we do. And it is just, y'all, just try. Like, just do whatever you gotta do to try and connect and listen. And just put yourself out there. And it's okay if the other person doesn't connect, because there are people that are reaching to connect. And there probably are people around you wanting to be a part of you, wanting to love you and love you hard. But like, open yourself up for that. It'll make your living experience so much more rich and full. And dare I say, honest. It pains me, like when I'm sitting at dinner with people or talking to people, and people just talking about the same old things, or you can see how they like miss the connection. I just don't do small talk well anymore. I'm sorry. I've gone through too much. I've done too much grieving. I've shed too much. And I want to feel. I want to feel you. I want you to feel me. So, these surface things just don't work for me anymore. Because I know we can discuss something realer. I know that we can really embrace one another, really take in our humanness together, our light together, our darkness together. So yeah, I can't do it no more. So I'm going to encourage the world, like, love hard, y'all. Share it, be honest, be real, and not I'm just going to tell it like it is and have an attitude. Like, don't, that shit ain't cute. It's not. I'm talking, say something real, like from yourself. And like, life will feel so good. It'll be meaningful. All right. So love hard, y'all. Do it. All right. So I'm going to pull a card. This is another one of my favorite decks. I used to do like a crystal of the day post when I was first learning crystals. And I used to use this deck, so I would draw from it. And then it was like a goal of mine to get all the crystals that were in this deck. And I did do that. So that was pretty live. So every time I went to a crystal shop, I'd get a new crystal. And it was, I used this deck as a guide so I could learn more about crystals. And sometimes people could come up to me and be like, okay, like, how I get into crystals, like, what is it? I really think that, if that's something you're interested in, you should go to a crystal shop or do something and just kind of see what draws to you. When you walking around, which one you gravitate to. And I bet when you look up the meaning, it's probably what you needed right then, so it's no really intense science to it, if that's something you're interested in. But I really love crystals. I really love them. I love the crystals. I think they're really a nice piece of earth to hold on to. And yeah, so let's see what crystal inspiration we need now. Oh, okay. All right, I'll take that one. Oh, yeah, that one kind of flew out. Oh, I love this crystal. It's called Celestite, and it soothes your soul. And so this is the card, Celestite. It's really nice. Do it this way, that way. Bring it down. There we go. All right. Soothe your soul. So I'm going to read it from the book. So I really like Celestite. It's a really nice stone. It's really beautiful. It's got a bluish tone to it. All right. So this is what it says in the book. Trust that things happen in life for a reason. It's natural to worry about the unknown, but try tapping into hope instead. Most of the time, the things you worry about don't actually end up happening. And when you look back, You realize how much time and energy was wasted stressing over something you had little control over. Of course, take action when you believe you can help or change the outcome of a situation. If not, try to replace any anxiety or tension with more positive thoughts. Soothe your mind, body, and spirit with the comforting notion that it will all be okay in the end. The universe unfolds as it should. So, core questions. How does worry serve you? What can you tell yourself to ease your worries? And then some crystal action. So, affirm. I trust that all will be well. Today, let go of a worry by finding a reason to fill up that space with hope instead. So, connecting with people or the fears we have that people will let us down or whatever, like they might. But what if they don't? What if when you connect with somebody, they connect back? Like, what about that? So yeah, soothe your soul. Trust that things will happen in life for a reason. And like I've said before, like everything will be okay. Like it really will. Everything will be okay. And as it should. I love y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week. So since we won't make it out alive, let's have a divine time. And remember, y'all, to always stay wild. Bye.